Hello and welcome to the Scarf Bagara War, the Stockport County podcast for county fans, by county fans, about county. We talk about county. That's what we do, don't we?
Most of the time, try to.
Yeah.
whether it's well informed or not is a different matter.
Well, I don't know. We've had an email in from a listener this week saying that we are well informed. So I think
right.
Some of you are.
I was just going to say, is he listening to what? Has he not listened to the ones with Andy on?
Bloody hell, that was like straight to the point, wasn't
it? Straight in there. Bloody hell.
Or even Timu Andy.
Well, what are you? Are you the Amazon Andy and he's the Timu Andy? Is that what we're going for?
I'm Waggy, and then last week we had Timu Andy and Timu Russ on, didn't we? Jimmy and Dave
right.
White.
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah. So I'm the Amazon Andy, and the other Andy last week is the Timu Andy, right? Okay, with you. All right, I'll say that as a compliment. Yeah. I'll take it back. What
is it? Timu or is it Timu?
Timu.
Does it
matter?
Timu?
I don't even.
AliExpress.
Anyway, all I'll say, Waggy, is I'll take back what I was thinking in my head.
Oh, thanks. I think I feel I'm upset about what you was thinking in your head. It's really got to me that. I think I need some time off.
Okay, get rid of it.
Right, should we crack on with it? Stop your chitter chatter, you two, about things that have not happened, that have not been said. We are sponsored by Overpass Clothing. Thank you to Jimmy for that. We're also in partnership with the Edgeley Con Club coaches, and we are award-nominated Football Content Award finalists for Best Podcast in the Football League, and also the Northwest Football Awards for Best Fan-Created Content in the Northwest. And I've got to say, the lineup for the finals for this year, are just absolutely mind-blowing. We're up against Redmen TV, who if we just go by Twitter followers, it's not a popularity contest, but this is kind of how big they are. Redmen TV, Liverpool FC, 700 and odd thousand followers.
And employ 6 people full-time. Good distinction. City Extra, probably about the 650, 700,000 followers, employ people full-time. Turfcast, Burnley, don't employ people full-time. They've got about 15,000 followers. So they're kind of in our ballpark, really. But the United Stand, 2.7 million followers. And one of they employ people full-time. And one of their sort of leading people, whether you hate him or you love or loathe him, is Mark Goldbridge. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be there. One of your Spurs fan.
Well, there's all these things in there. I think he was grown up in Nottingham, and he's a United fan. His dad's a United fan, so and his real name's not Mark Goldbridge. But anyway, 2.7 million. Everybody most people know who Mark Goldbridge is, I think. So we're in esteemed company, so we'll be there for that. So I'm looking forward to that. Just one thing to say, before we get into tonight's agenda, do check out our new websites, www.scarfbagarawar.co.uk. There's loads of stuff on there. Match previews, all of our pods, all of our blogs, all of our videos. We scrape the internet for the latest news about county. There's a match centre in there for the match preview, and the one that's just gone, the match, just gone. And there's links also to all of the coach operators that do the away coaches. So if you want a one-stop shop for that, Edgeley Con Club coaches is on there, finger post flyer, etc., etc. So go onto that website and save it as a favourite and keep on referring to it. So,
get in the predictions league. Jimmy wants everybody to get in the predictions league because he's third, I think, at the minute. I don't know how he went against Reading, but he's up there. So that's what he pointed out quite vigorously last week.
Points out all the time that he's doing well on it.
Well, maybe regular listener Chris Crowther should go and give him a run for his money because he gets it right every week almost, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's true. It's one of those
for a while though.
It's one of those for me though. It's like when you do like football fantasy, you pick it once and then I just forget. So I think I did the Plymouth game, got that horribly wrong, and then just keep forgetting the rest of them.
Yeah, I'm the same. Got too much going on. There's loads to do every weekend, isn't there? And I just don't need the extra little things to do.
Too busy. We're part of a podcast, and Russ makes us work like we're paid full time, but we're not. So
I don't make you do that. So let's move on anyway. Right, into the agenda for tonight. We've got a fan guest, a brand new fan guest, although we've known him for absolutely years. So it's a bit of an embarrassment to us, really, or certainly to me, that he's not been on before. But there you go. He's on now. We're gonna put that one to bed. We're gonna talk about the Mark Stott interview with Hard Truth podcast. Going to look back at Reading and look forward to Huddersfield, and we've got random shit of the week. So yeah, before we do that though, the awards, lads, are you looking forward to the awards? And give me your positivity train. Do you think we're going to win?
Yes. Top three for the Football Content Awards, and we're going to win the Northwest Football Award. That's my prediction for this year.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure about top three for the content, but yeah, I do. All right, let's go for third, not top three, just third, and we're going to win the Northwest. We've just gone based on there never seems to be a back-to-back winner with the Northwest, if I'm right saying that.
Yes.
And there's a few people that have been in there in the hat a couple of times as well, like ourselves. So I'm confident because, like with anything, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. And I do believe that we do have quality. We have probably a few people that are not so quality, like myself, and we have other people that are quality, like I'm not going to pinpoint, like Russ, for example.
You look creepy.
No, but
just so on the end of your nose there, Andy, it's a bit brown.
It's not, like I say, it's not always about that. It's not always about how many followers you have, and it's about the content, and we do work hard for it, and we're in the top 5 for a reason. The people that put us in the top 5 know we work hard for it. So,
yep.
Yeah. Well said. Talking about quality, 2 lots coming up. If you're watching live on the comments, get your comments in. We'll obviously read them out, and all your quality comments that make this show what it is. And also, let's get our fan guest out, which is, everybody, Matt Brady. Evening, Matt.
You're on mute.
Oh, that's Matt. Not my internet. You're on mute as well, Matt. It's your big moment. It's your big moment, and the internet's fucked you up, hasn't it? It's done you.
Oh, it's like everyone's first debut. Well, there's no first debut. Everyone's debut.
Yeah,
back with us, Matt.
It's like your second to last penultimate. Are you with us, Matt? I tell you what, Matt. Let Matt sort himself out. But yeah, do get your comments in to the chat. Oh, he's gone. Do get your comments into the chat. Let's get this back going, and we'll kick off things between ourselves. So before while Matt's sorting himself out, we do apologise for that. Mark Stott interview. What did you make of that? I've got a list of notes as long as your arm. And if you're listening to this and you haven't heard the interview yet, go and listen to it because it's brilliant. What was the biggest sort of takeaway for you, lads?
His enthusiasm. He's on Man and Andy's train. He's I think he's a bit like Bellis, isn't he? They don't let him out in public too often because he says stuff he's not supposed to.
Bellis is always out in public.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he finds any excuse for a pub crawl, doesn't he? But yeah, I think he's just
doesn't he? Hey,
it's just
we've got new toilet roll in the club. Let's go and unveil it.
Taking a pub crawl.
17 pubs around Stockport.
I just think it was brilliant, wasn't it? It was a good banter that he had with the Peterborough chairman, and I thought that the couple of comments I liked it that when they were doing the haggling and they'd finished the haggling, and he went, right, and you need to come on the podcast. And he went, I don't do podcasts. And he went, right, well, you're not having him. And he was like, you have to come on the podcast, otherwise we don't get Mother's Hill. I thought that was quite good. And there was just so much, wasn't there? He's just so honest with everything. And I'm liking that he's come out and now said that we've pretty much near enough completed his 7-year plan that him and Simon had. And he's now wrote this new 5-year plan. And he did allude to the words of that plan includes going to the Premier League, which is like, what?
Yeah. He did taper it, didn't he? If that's the right thing to say, sort of like we're going to get to the end of the 7 years and he's in for another 5, and why not the Prem? So it's almost like the 7 years is to the Championship. You need more time to get to the Prem, which is understandable. The one for me about the Prem, though, he did say the pop side wouldn't be, he called it the South Stand, but we know it's the pop side. That won't be developed until we get to the Prem.
Or find the next Foden.
Or find the next Foden to pay for it, which I thought was quite telling, really.
But that's understandable, because even now in League One, we're not selling out week in, week out, are we? So
no.
Why put in all that investment when it's probably not even needed right now? Even if we were to go through to the Championship, 15,000 seater, I think would be all right with that for the time being. Obviously, the better we do and the higher up or mid-table we are, then I think that'll start to increase. But one thing that I liked that they said was when he said, when we get to the Championship, we'll flirt around mid-table. And then he went, but we don't want to be mid-table all the time. We have ambitions. And that for me, and it was just his honesty around the whole Dave Challoner. There's been lots of rumours or sort of rumours in the air, shall we say, about, questioning DC's tactics or what have you. And I'm not saying that people are calling for his head. I'm not saying that at all. But there's something around there. Did you get that sense, boys? Like, just with some of the results and the tactics and what have you. But I just love how honest Mark was with basically, I'm not going anywhere near Challoner. Have you seen the size of him? Is that level of respect. He let Simon Wilson do all that, and it just kind of cements what a lot of us we were already thought is the DC's in it for the long haul.
Yeah,
which is what we want.
Yeah,
and it was telling as well when he talked about the Bradford game, how he was effing and jeffing basically, wasn't he? At Simon Wilson.
Yeah. Very sweary, wasn't he? Very sweary.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but I did like that though. I did.
Honesty, isn't it?
Yeah, the Peterborough chairman was like that as well. It did. Someone's put a comment on there, and it was like they were just in a pub having a laugh, and pretty much what we try and do. Really, we try and create that sort of like we're in someone's lounge having a chat about stuff. So it's I liked it. I just love the whole honesty about it. And I totally agree with the Peterborough chairman. Is it? I kept missing. Is it
Darren McAntony? Darren McAntony.
Yeah. And he's basically saying, come January, if you get a tap on the door and you're flirting around, first or second place and said, I need $1.5 million, you're like, I disagree with Stott. I'm telling you now, if we're punching around that first or second, and some Simon Wilson or DC knocks on the door and says, "Look, we can get Louie Barry for $1.5 million." Are you telling me he's not going to put his hand in his pocket?
Yeah. Absolutely. There was just so much, wasn't it? It was like, I was quite interested when he started talking a bit about the financials, saying the railway end's going to cost 21 million, but you can't. It's only, what did he say, 300,000 extra revenue a year per 1,000 fans. So we're only going to make about another £1 million a year by having the railway end, which I thought was quite. It just seems a very big a very big offset, doesn't it? You'd think it would be worth a bit more per fan head, I suppose.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if that's not just tickets. I wonder if that's spending the ground as well.
Must be, mustn't it?
Yeah, because if you listen to the Price of Football podcast, they always say, or Kieran Maguire always says, spend per head for fan, don't they? So something like Spurs is something like 80 quid a seat, and that's the seat plus everything they spend in the shop and down, in the bars and stuff like that. Listen, we're going to try Matt again before we continue and get our fan guest out. Only because he's here, he's come back in. He's still a bit dodgy, so we're going to give it another go. And if this doesn't work, what we might have to do is just completely try again another time. So let's try it and get our friend Matt out. Oh, don't know what happened there. You okay, Matt?
Okay. Yeah,
right.
all good.
Excellent.
Yeah,
good.
Thanks.
We
You
just
right?
about got you. You're a bit pixelated. Yeah, not bad. You're a bit pixelated and you're lagging, and I don't think that's me this time, which is usually it is me. So let's just go with it for now. So debut, Matt. Welcome to the Scarf Bagara War. Give us answer the questions. Then, can you remember your first game and when was it?
Well, my first game, was not surprising, around my age, was for the free tickets to school, and thanks to my dad keeping things, I know it was a 4-0 win against Hull City at home in 1994.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I remember that. Was Dean Windass playing for them that day? I think he was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes,
he's got
he
a
was
program.
He was on the program.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, because you know why I remember that? I remember that because I remember
I
being
went on
a youngster.
eBay to buy it as well.
What did you? I was in the railway end myself for that one. I'm sure I was in the railway end for that. And stewards were telling people not to swear. So stop swearing because people were swearing out loud. And my stepdad at the time called him Dean Windybottom. So he wasn't swearing.
Such language. It's ridiculous.
Such language.
Sharp.
Okay.
Sharp.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even be at football, that.
No, I know. Too much, that, isn't it? Sounds like this. So it sounds like something the Seattle Sounders have come out with, wouldn't it? For one of their chants. Matt, tell us your favourite game.
My favourite game, actually, I don't actually remember much of it. Just remember where we were, because we won a competition with the Express for a game against Blackburn away, and we were in the posh seat, and I was 6 rows behind Jack Walker. I think County lost that day, but
wow, that's quite rare
nice.
to have your favourite game as a loss.
Yeah.
It was just more the experience more than anything else.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair dude.
Each their own. I'm not telling you what your
you've
favourite
seen?
game should be.
Yeah, it's his favourite. Let him have his own truth, Andy. Come on. Matt, favourite goal you've seen?
Unsurprised it's going to be an Ash Palmer header, but not the one everyone thinks, obviously, because I had to be in work that night, so I was like an hour late for work. But it was a header against Ebbsfleet. It literally biblical rain. We just got back into the their version of the railway end, and they flicked to Paul Turner corner and literally right in front of me. You could actually see me on the highlights going a little bit mental.
Excellent.
Nice. I don't remember that. I don't remember that one. I don't know about you lads, but that's gone from my memory. Yeah, that's nice. And your favourite player, past or present, or either, or?
I remember I used to really like Ali Gibb for some reason when I was a kid. I don't know why, but Probably because he was like playing right in front of me in the pop side or something. But currently, I really like Kyle Wootton. You can see by my tweets over the last couple of weeks calling a few people out. But Kyle Wootton's brilliant.
Fighting the good fight. I like it. Cool. Good stuff. Good answers. Right. Stick around. Get involved in the chat. I've got to say, though, it is very, very laggy. I think you are a couple of seconds, maybe slightly more behind us. So do bear with us on that one. So we were talking about Mark Stott. I'm going to read some of these comments out while we do that, and then we'll talk more about the interview and what our favourite bits were. But we've already said a few things. So Matt Baxter, Patreon and friend of the show. All right, Matt, you're all right. A new 5-year plan to get to the Prem? ? Yes. For me, that was the most exciting part about the whole interview. I don't know how he was like. We know he said it privately, and even he said in the interview himself, he's not sure how much trouble he'll get into for this interview. But to come out publicly and say it.
I just don't see why anyone wouldn't want that. Now, let's face it, if we go up, the chances are we're going to do a Luton and come straight back down again. But there's also that other chance that we won't. We might pull off like a Brentford or ride that crest of the wave and not do that. And it would just be unbelievable. Why wouldn't you? Look, none of us are all massive. I'm not a massive fan of Premiership football. But it is, sorry, not the Premiership, whatever it's called.
Whatever it's called, yeah.
But it's top flight. And as a football fan of any club, why would you not want to try and get there?
Yep.
100%. I would love to. It would just be a dream come true, wouldn't it? Imagine going like Liverpool away and Chelsea away and Newcastle away. Just fucking hell. Just for one season.
Just for one season, yeah. That's just to tick all them off. It'd just be like, yeah, sorry, my marriage is on hold for 9 months. I'm going to.
I'll tell you what. Let's see how many people purchase the membership on top of the season ticket points
to get the extra 10 points.
Right.
In fact, while we're on the membership, I've got to ask you, Matt, what do you think about this membership? Have you bought it? Are you going to buy it? What do you think about it?
I'll probably buy it eventually, but I just don't really know enough about it. To be honest, if they'd just come out at the start of the season and said, here's your season ticket, here's your new member number, because that had been the fairest way of doing it rather than the whole thing. But yeah, for 50 extra points and a free gift, is it obviously going to be worth it? But
yeah,
I think it might worth it if you dare to top up.
Yeah, I think you kind of said what a lot of people thinking is that, I mean, there's loads more benefits to it than just what you said, but people only know that element of it, don't they? The few points and the mug basically is what the optics say, but there's loads more to it than that, and I think they've not done a very good job of communicating it. But yeah, we did that. I just thought I'd get your opinion on it, but it kind of stacks up with what we've seen before. Back to the Mark Stott interview then. County 1883. He's put more money in at this point than he expected to. Yeah, because I think did he say 25? Was it 25?
He said about 25. He wanted to, but he's 29 in so far.
Yeah, so far to June.
Yeah. But he did mention as well. Sorry, go on, Andy. So yeah, he did mention as well that he's got a figure in his head of what he wants to spend. And I know, but I go back to what you said, Andy. If it comes to January, I know we sort of said no big signings in January, but if we are there or thereabouts, and there's a player that comes up that can just really give us that edge to push us over the line, I don't see why he wouldn't. And I think the other interesting thing he said as well was, like, with the losses, was that he didn't see the losses being the losses would be very, very similar as a League One club, as a mid-table Championship club.
Yeah.
And I was quite that quite surprised me, because I thought that it would be a vast difference. But I suppose it depends how you go about it. If you go out and spend 36 million, then I'm sure it's going to be much more. There's going to be a lot more debt because you play a lot of player increases, like the wages and all that type of stuff, your overheads. But I think if you can build a squad in League One like we've got and have that operating and doing okay in the Championship, then I don't see why anything would, why your losses would increase that much.
But it's tricky for us because we won't be a mid-table Championship side.
Choo choo. Mark Morley says we'll be fine. Championship teams would bring more away fans. I mean, they would, but I mean, we can only. It depends on our capacity, doesn't it? We can only give them. Is it 10% anyway?
Minimum of 10%.
Minimum 10%. Yeah.
Minimum 10%, and some covered seats.
Right. Yeah. Which we'll come to from another comment further down from one of our friends at another podcast. It's coming very soon. We talked about the Bradford game annoying him, which I thought was great. Dave doesn't look happy when we don't win. People have been reading far too much into a grumpy challenger. That's a good point, actually, just to bring it to this one. Martin Ellum, Dave doesn't look happy when we don't win. People have been reading far too much into grumpy challenger. Let's park that one. We'll talk about that one when we get to the Reading discussion. And then we've got loads of other comments. Looks what Ipswich did. Here's the comment from our friends at DN35. Alex at the Grimsby podcast. Oh yeah, let the Premier League fans enjoy your away end with a roof. Well, they will have a roof by then, probably. So
maybe.
Yeah, but then again, Alex from the Grimsby podcast, DN35. At least our stands go for the full length of the pitch. So there we go. So yeah, other things that he's. I mean, do you want to pick out some other things that he said? So, so he said a few things. There was loads of stuff that sort of piqued my interest. There really was. He got involved in it because of his passion for the community and education. That was his main driver behind the involvement in the club. And he also said if he does move on, or when he moves on, I think it was clear he's got his exit plan. When he moves on, he wants to stay within that. Still supporting that and keep supporting that element of the club.
Yeah, and also the relationship that he has with Simon Wilson, and he said obviously he's the new CEO as well. If they weren't in it, I don't think I would be in it. And I love that comment because that's just just goes to show like the togetherness of those three or those two. And so basically what a nice comment for Simon Wilson to hear that Mark Stott would say he'd probably pull out of it if Simon Wilson wasn't there with him as well. So I was working when I was doing it. I had headphones in, obviously ear defenders on, cutting a hedge, and I just loved it from start to finish. It was just a brilliant podcast. It really was. I got the I've got loads. I've got loads I can say about it, but I don't want to hog the microphone like I normally do. So, yeah.
Matt,
go on, Matt. You was about to say something.
Yeah, go on, Matt.
Obviously, with the only things we've seen from Mark Stott are the sort of interviews with John Kerry. It was nice to see a bit more of his personality come over. Whether the fact he would walk his Simon Wilson left, which consider United are now trying to get anyone who worked at Man City recently, the one day might come looking at him. But I don't think he's that stupid to walk away just because Simon Wilson's left. He might say that just to pick him up, but I think honestly he would find somebody else to come and help.
Yeah, I think it's based around the current plan at the moment, at least anyway. It sounds like there isn't a plan B. So let's just say in hindsight, Simon Wilson did leave. I think he would. I think for the next couple of years, or at least until we get to the championship anyway, it's not going to happen. So it was just
yeah.
I feel myself getting into a negative pool already, like shrinking. Let's just skip over that anyway. Yeah.
Okay. His most proud moment was the National League win, and the community trust, or building the community trust back up. Obviously, which we've got links to. We've had sort of links to, and hopefully we'll be more on that in the coming weeks and months with us as a podcast and the community trust. But the National League win. For me, it wasn't my most proud moment, but I agree with him in terms of, for me, the National League win was the most important, because it's my opinion that it's the hardest league to get out of because of the 2 up, 2 down. You've got to win it effectively to get out of it. And yeah, it just felt like that was a really, really key moment, that if you don't win that, then you're stuck in the National League. You're going to pile in probably another 1 or 2 million to try and get out of it again. So that was the biggest key moment for me. So I kind of agree with him on that. Key moments for you then. So key moments for you, lads, since Stott's been at the club. Matt, start with you.
Definitely. Obviously, I think definitely the biggest moment was appointing Dave Challoner after the thing. I think one of the interesting points was the bit about the bit between Gannon leaving and Rusk being appointed. It seemed like they wanted to get rid of Gannon as soon as possible. And I honestly do believe the fact that we're in non-league, they have the post-Fergie sort of thing after a club legend. It was probably better to do it in non-league than it was to do it in a football league. Because I'm fairly certain that Gannon would have got us up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think it was the way that he said it was that the way that he wanted the club to go was not how Gannon would run the club. Because as you say, absolute no disrespect at all in any way, shape, or form to Jim Gannon, because he rescued us, he brought us back from the brink. But he's an old school manager. He wants to do everything, doesn't he? He'd be quite happy just to have 6 people employed and him do everything. If he had to make the bacon butties or brew up in the morning, he'd do it, because that's the type of manager he was. Whereas Stott sort of seen that we needed to be a more professional, like he said when he first come in, we need to be like a championship club now, so that we can make sure that we're ready when we get to that. So I can understand why we moved away from Jim being in charge. And we tried Simon Rusk. It didn't work because he was a decent up and coming under 23s manager. Just didn't work out. Maybe a bit too soon for him. And then, as he said himself as well, he said he had somebody else in mind, and it was Simon Wilson that came up to him and went, "We need to get Dave Challoner in." And
he's really wanted to know who it was.
Yeah, I'd love to have known who it was.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised with Rooney, to be honest.
There's lots of key moments, everyone's naming them as well. But I think for me was the 3 things that he said he was going to implement first, which was go full time, improve the stadium. I forgot the third. What was the third?
Football league status.
And I just for me, just the stadium. And I know it was bad time because it was COVID, but I remember coming back after COVID games and what have you. I was like, wow, this is just epic. Having spent literally half my life on the concourse at County, to see a much more improved, and the academy as well, as Matt's just pointed out. Not you, Matt Eugene, Matt County 83. Just I have this thing in my own sort of gardening world where I ask a client to do something, and the next week when we go back, it's done. Mark Stott's a doer. He says he'll do something and it's done. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's like the opposite of a politician, isn't he? He delivers on his promises, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah. And then sort of wrapping up on this interview bit. So he's the key players that he signed as well. Now he said Hinchliffe, Madden, and Louie Barry. Would you agree with that? Anybody to add to that? And if you do add to it, which one are you taking away? There you go. It's not as easy now, is it?
No, yeah. I don't think you can. I don't think you can. I think, as you said, Ben, the rise of Ben, for him to come from being a part-time wagon driver to being playing in League One is just absolute fairy tale, isn't it? So his influence and his self-development, you can't argue with that. Paddy Madden, I think that was such a signing when we got him to come down to non-league, and you could just see how much of a leader he was and how much he really influenced games and really G'd the players up and stuff, didn't he? And as we said, it wasn't just a goal scorer; it was his footballing brain that he had, which brought other people up. Like, we've had the step ups with, like, we've got Norwood now and that type of thing. Paddy Madden was that, and yeah, Louie Barry. We've all said it when he was there. You never fall in love with a lone player, but he was just so exciting. He was so exciting, and I've never seen a player of that same ilk in a county shirt before. And yeah, I think he just did what he did. He really worked, as Stott said himself. His loans didn't work beforehand, but Dave Challoner just knew exactly what to do and how to get it out of him.
Yeah, it's a match made in heaven, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he's not.
Matt, would you add to that, or would you, if you do add to it, because also he did mention South of Males and SARS. Anybody else stick out for you?
Not really any more than them, to be fair, because that was like the sort of main spine with all the rest of the players around. It was the sort of, when he was talking about Louie Barry, that glint in his eye, like he still wasn't ruling out another low move for him, to be fair. It seemed.
Yeah.
But because things have gone a bit quiet for him at Sheffield United now, isn't it? So,
yeah. Well, yeah, he's not our player anymore, is he? So, yeah, and then Mark Morley comes in with a good one. Danny Lloyd, closest to Barry that he's seen. It's sort of a different era, obviously, but yeah, go along with that. Do you know what? When we signed Danny, not when we signed Danny Lloyd, because I remember when we signed Danny Lloyd. Let me start again. He did his first interview. He did say, "I'll guarantee you goals," and I thought that's quite a statement for a player to come in, and say that. But he did, didn't he? I mean, he guaranteed us goals. And I remember when he first started playing for Danny Lloyd, it was just like, who is this guy? He's just head and shoulders above everybody else. Didn't stop running, didn't stop fighting. You could see it meant loads to him. And a special mention to Danny Lloyd as well, because he was the first player that we got on this podcast from the club. So it sort of elevated us as well. So eternally grateful to Danny Lloyd for kickstarting that. Absolutely brilliant. Okay. Time's cracking on. So let's move on to the Reading match then on Saturday. I know the lads on the review show did a really sterling job of summarising it, but let's go back to it. We were all there. What did you make of it? Andy, let's start with you, mate. I know we'd had a few beers at that point, but what did you make of it, mate?
I've always had a few beers by that point. But I was also coming off the back of a golf trip, wasn't I? So I was that first pint, I was not in a good place. Anyway, to your question, yeah. Obviously, when they equalise, it's annoying and it's frustrating. But you could see it was coming. But I left the ground thinking, do you know what? We didn't play badly. I don't think we played badly. It was just a lapse in concentration again. And it's just fine details that we just need to tweak, I think. Absolutely. I forgot about it today because I've had a busy few days, but I was going to make like a pie that just had the words humble on it. I was just going to eat it because I've been very critical in the past of Odin Bailey. Take a bow. He is just in that midfield with Norwood. It's unbelievable. And for the second game in a row that he's played or started, the game's gone not the way we've wanted it to when he's been substituted. Now, I'm not saying it's all because of him, but the game's changed slightly, or the dynamics of the tactics have changed. And again, I've not always been his biggest fan as well. I've always been his biggest fan, but last year I was a bit critical of him, Wootton. And I know what he does for the team. I know what he does off the ball. I get all that. But for me, he just wasn't clinical enough. And that was my biggest thing with him. And now he's doing all the things that he's been doing already, but now he's being clinical as well. And just two players that I have to just mention because they are bossing it, aren't they? Odin Bailey, I've just so him that pass that set up, it was just unbelievable. We were all just like, everyone in the stand, and for me, we're not clinical enough either, you know. But he has to score that goal, doesn't he? He has to score, or that chance, should I say, not goal.
Yeah,
and we all know which chance. And just before we go, how does the whole? And I'm going to bring this up again, Russ. You're probably going to hate me for this.
Oh,
but
God, here we go.
Shooting against the Cheadle end. How does this work when we've only ever seen one goal this season scored in the Cheadle end?
Yeah,
moving on. Ask somebody else now. Bye.
Yeah, well, maybe we could do a full episode on this. And you can give me all the scenarios you want, and I'll explain them all back to you how it works. Matt,
it's called a podcast disciplinary. I expect to get one tomorrow.
Matt, how did you leave the ground on Saturday? Frustrated or hopeful? Thinking it's going to click at some point? What was your feeling?
I honestly believe Reading came for a draw. I think they saw how Cardiff scored their goal, and it's near enough carbon copy cross on the our left-hand side. Obviously, it's interesting to see what happened if Diamond had scored that chance, because honestly, I think getting in front of goal now, there's a couple of instances. I think they're just trying too hard, and they just end up having. If you just relax and stroke it past the goalkeeper, I just honestly think they're getting to the stage where now they're like a little bit nervous in front of goal.
Yeah. Would you say nervous though? I mean, I wouldn't say nervous. Would you? I just think. I don't think it's nerves. I just think we're just not putting him in the back of the net. The chances are good enough. The XG says that the really good chances.
Oh, here we go.
I think the clinicalness. Well, it's a thing, isn't it? You know, whether you like it or not. The XG's there. That's there in black and white.
Just carry on. Just carry on.
Yeah. So we're just not. We're just not clinical enough. I don't know. I mean, Jimmy said on the review show that he was watching what's in the warm up, and he was just deadly left and right foot. So it's difficult to put your finger on it. But what I will say is, if we went 2-0 up, because I don't think we've been 2-0 up this season, have we? I might be wrong. We know Leighton Orient away, possibly. I think we were 2-0 up. But I feel like if at home we go 2-0 up, I don't think we're getting caught. Wickham away. Wickham away. But no. We won that. It was Leighton Orient away, wasn't it? Anyway, we've not been 2-0 up at home, is my point.
Yeah, we're 2-0 up away.
Right, we've not been 2-0 up at home, I don't think. So if we get 2-0 up at home, I think we go and charge it, don't we? I think what we do, and I think we get 1-0 up and maybe not sit back, but I do question the substitutes and the timing of the substitutes, especially on Saturday. They were far too late. Why not just go for it again and keep on going? And I think they got to a point where we'd not scored that second. He was like, bit nervous and made substitutes, sort of too late. It's hard to put your finger on it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're just not putting the chances away. I'd rather be in the position where we're creating loads of chances and not scoring them than being a Reading and creating 2 chances and scoring 1. Because at some point we're going to be. Benno's going to get a goal and he's going to go. He's going to go on scoring loads of goals. I think it's just that Diamond. I think he just needs to get a goal and then that'll be him again. Fevs came on. Fevs did everything right apart from the very final thing that he needed to do. His final ball just wasn't there, was it? Or his decision of where he put the ball just wasn't right when he came on. But he had that guy in his pocket, didn't he? Every single time he just stopped, looked at him, and went past him. The guy might as well have not been there. He just went past. Even when they put 2 on him, he was still getting past them.
I think it's all of them up that final third. It's just the decision making, which basically is what you're saying, Waggy, with Fevs. Diamond, does he need to go for that kind of glory shot? All he needs to do is literally slot it past the keeper. Not one single fan in that stadium cared whether he trickled it in, like you do when you're a school kid. You run to the line and knock it in with your head at the end of it, sort of thing. No, but nobody cares. We don't want the glory goal. We just want the goal. So it's just the decision making for me, and we'll get there. We will get there. It's just fine. Like I said earlier, it's just fine tuning. I
think, and Steve said it on the review show as well, is that we're very close to it clicking. Sorry, Matt, you were saying?
Yeah, you are right. It's literally, I think it'd be more concerned if we weren't creating the chances. At least we know the chances are there. It's something to work on.
Yeah.
Thank you. XG, thank you. Case closed.
But I think it's that we create chances, we only score 1 goal, and then because we've not scored those goals, that's when it starts getting a bit twitchy, doesn't it? And that's when we start. You can see it. Everyone just starts taking like that 2 yards, 3 yards backwards, just to we've got to protect this. We've got to protect this, rather than trying to force it and still carry on and go for it. And I think once it clicks, I've said it for the last few weeks. We're going to batter somebody. We're going to absolutely turn somebody over 4 or 5-0, and then that will be us going on a run.
I think Saturday.
Yeah, I hope it's, well, I don't know about Saturday. So good place to come. Let's go to Saturday. Just before we do that, a couple of more comments. A lot of players generally playing well, but the final ball or decision not quite right. I totally agree with Matt Morley on that. And then I totally agree with Matt as well. Matt Baxter, going to put 5 past someone soon. Yeah. Totally agree with that. Before we get onto Huddersfield, because it's a great segue. Cheers, Matt. You should do this for a living. Here we go. Just have a look at this.
Okay, so you're saying that Corey's in there because I think you're full of shit. He has to start then, otherwise he's getting called out.
No, definitely.
So,
definitely Corey's in there.
Oh, mate,
Hey,
have you got changed?
Yeah, I've got into my Overpass t-shirt.
Oh.
Don't they sponsor the Scarpagaro podcast?
Indeed they do.
There you go. The best advert ever you'll see there. Well, the best advert you'll see tonight. Between 8 and 9.
Adverts.
The thing is,
on Saturday, then.
The thing is, though, Ross, I'd had a few beers doing that. No surprise.
Strange that.
Yeah. It's not great watching it sober.
I think you probably do it better sober after a few beers. Sorry, you relaxes your muscles, doesn't it? Yeah. Huddersfield on Saturday, then away. It's a tough one. It's definitely a tough one because they're not doing too bad themselves. The favourites to go up. They spent a lot of money in the summer as well. We're hoping to get a preview podcast to you this week, but we've been getting ignored by the Huddersfield podcast. But we'll see. What are you expecting? So Matt, I'll come to you because you said before we did the advert, you think it'll be Saturday that we thump somebody 5-0. So are you saying that we're going to beat Huddersfield 5-0 at the whatever ground, McAlpine Stadium, whatever it's called these days?
I'm not sure 5-0, but it's a sort of game after the indifferent performances we have. It's a sort of title favourite sort of football god sort of thing. I reckon that would end up. I'd reckon 3-1 personally, but I think it might be someday where we actually decide to click on a sort of bigger game, something to prove.
Yeah, lads agree with that. What do you reckon? I know you two are on the positivity train, so we're not going to get anything less than a win, are we, from you two lads? But go on, what do you think?
Well, you don't know that, do you? You know, so I'll start on this one. 4-2 to us.
Okay, nice. Everyone get your predictions into the comments. 4-2. We got 4-2. We got 3-1 win. Wagga mama. What do you reckon?
I'm going for the 5-0. This is where it clicks. This is where it clicks. This is where we're having it. Beat them in their own backyard. We do play better against better teams. It just seems to be the mentality. And the mentality has also been that we managed to grind results out against the smaller teams, which we've sort of not done as much. But we raise our game and go and play in them. I think it's on for a nice win, 2 early goals, and then that's it. We'll be in cruise mode. Their crowd will get on the back, and then we'll just romp them. Nice.
I'm liking this. The comments are coming in. Richard Leggs had a bet on £5 now. So yeah, let us know what odds you got, Richard, if you indeed did do that bet. Liam Walker, hi Liam. He says 1-1, happy with the point. He didn't say happy with the point, but I guess he is if he's put 1-1. And then Gazendo says when it happens, it won't be against a lowly team. So why not? Think Wrexham 5-0. Mark Morley says head says 2-0 loss. Heart saying 2-0 win.
Don't listen to your head.
yeah. Give your head a wobble, Mark.
Yeah, give that a wobble and listen to your heart.
Yeah, it's a strange one. My head is saying I'll take a draw with it being Huddersfield away. We lost there last season, didn't we? 1-0. Was that Boxing Day? Was it, or was it around? Was it around Christmas time? I seem to remember. But my heart is saying I'm going to go for. My heart is saying a 2-0 win because on their day they can be shocking. They really can, and they've proved that this season already. So yeah, Mark Molly does say consider it wobbled. Nice one. Love it. So that's Saturday. Does anybody know what players they've got? I know they signed quite a few, didn't they? They signed quite a few in the summer. I know there were some big names in there as well, I want to say, but does anybody stand out for you? Pretend I'm a Huddersfield media man and you're a Stockport County podcaster. Who would you say we need to look out for?
What do you mean pretend we're a Stockport County podcaster? Are you implying that we're not Stockport County podcasters?
No, you're still in probation period, so let's just go with it. Just pretend.
What, 2 years?
Has it been 2 years? Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I haven't got a clue what the team is. Don't know who.
Alfie May, yeah, that's a good. Yeah, Alfie May.
There we go.
Yeah.
Arrow says Alfie May. Gazendo says Alfie May. Richard Legg said he got 151-1 for the 5-0. So there you go.
And they've got a decent player called Bet365 as well.
Yeah, I'm sure there's Matt, do you look at opposition teams, opposition clubs, keep an eye on the league and who's doing what? I used to when I was a kid, but not so much these days, even though I run a podcast.
Well, I had a quick cheeky look the other day with when Blackpool were beating Luton and Burton were winning, but other than that, I just sort of keep an eye on ourselves, really.
Okay, so for Huddersfield, that's a no then. Okay, that's a lot. Thank you. Cheers, Matt. Cheers, mate.
So basically, Russ, you just said that you're still in probation after 15 years, 10 years, whatever it is.
Yeah, well, in this game, mate, you're always on probation. You can be cancelled at any minute, as we nearly have over the years.
Bloody hell, that's depressing.
Hey, so that's a Huddersfield match, right? Shall we get into random shit of the week? Everybody's favourite part of the show. Let's do it.
Random shit of the week. It's the random shit of the week. It's the random shit of the week. It's the random shit of the week. Random shit of the week.
Joking. Not another one? Oh, for God's sake.
Yes,
I
another
love
one.
that clip.
Another one.
I love that clip. That clip of that old woman's brilliant. Okay, is it my turn, Waggy?
It is your turn. I'm letting you take it this week. I've done enough.
So, has anyone ever seen the Big Fat Quiz of the Year where Charles Danson does like a sketch where he reads something out that's meaningful, but you have to try and guess what it is?
Yeah, Charles Dance,
yes. So basically, this is a kind of a play on that same thing, basically. Okay. So I'll give you an example, and you guys have to try and guess what I'm talking about.
Is it county related?
All county related.
Good,
okay?
good.
No, so this is basically this is the example. So this is the chant. So you have to try and guess what it is, okay?
Right.
And then I'll go into So in the mode of sort of Shakespeare mode, we are the shadows in this game, the sorrows men decry. Yet when we gather at yon ground, our songs to heaven fly. As voices rise in noble sound, like choirs of days of yore, my proudest joy within those walls, the banner my father bore.
The scarf my father wore.
Exactly. Spot on. Yeah. So that's the example. Okay. So
Waggy's face. For the audio listeners, Waggy is looking completely confused.
Do you understand what's going on, Waggy?
Nope.
Right. So basically,
I've not seen the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. So,
what?
I've just told you I've not seen it. So that's exactly how is that I've not seen it. So
there's a new year every year, and it's on every year.
No, I don't watch telly on New Year. I'm pissed.
Right, okay. So for anyone that's not seen Big Fat Quiz of the Year, there's an actor called Charles Dance, very famous actor, and he basically sits there in a country log fire house, what have you, log cabin, with a giant book, and he would say read the lyrics of a song out, but do it in a proper sort of like story time mode or Shakespeare mode, and you have to try and guess what the lyrics of what song it is, basically. Is that right? Is that a good sort of way of describing it?
I think he does it from an autobiography.
Usually autobiographies, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So basically, I'm doing the same. I've basically taken like the Scarf My Father Wore song and put it into like Shakespeare words.
Right.
Okay. Using AI, which is very good. Okay, go on.
I say I've done it. Arthur's done it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
is it, you're going to ask each one of us, because Andy, because we've got a lag with Matt, is it best to do one each and see if we can guess it?
Okay. So I'll ask Ross and then see if it's okay. So shall I ask? I'll ask Matt first. Okay. Let's go with this one. Behold, the gallows loomed, and doom's shadow stretched. Oh, by the way, this is an event that's happened, not a song. Let's start again. In fairness, it is random shit of the week. So,
well, yeah.
Right. So this is an historical event within county. So, again, in Shakespeare mode, behold, the gallows loomed, and doom's shadow stretched across the turf. Yet on the day when champions strode like giants, the hatters did not yield. With hearts aflame and fortune's grace, they held the line, and the axe was stayed. Life granted anew, the faithful did cheer. The dead was cheated on that faithful eve. What historical moment am I referring to? Ross?
The fateful foe, was it when we beat Burnley at home and Andy Much scored 1-0?
No. Waggy.
Is it Bolton?
No. I'll give you the year 2006.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I can't remember that far back.
2006.
It was. I'll give it anyway. It's because it was the Great Escape final day draw at Cop versus Carlisle. We basically.
Right. Yeah. There was. What made that difficult was there was no reference or clue to Carlisle or year or anything. It was all a bit generic, wasn't it? So that's why I struggled with that one.
It was a bit Arthur'd.
Yeah, but if it was me, you'd be getting three lines.
Fair dues.
Right, okay. Let's do you, Russ.
Hit me.
Okay, this is in horse racing commentary mode. Okay.
Is it an event or a chance?
Off. County flying out the gates now. The pack in hot pursuit. Pressure from all the sides, and the leader stretching clear. The crowd's on its feet. The whistles in the air. Across the line they go, and listen to that roar. After years in the wilderness, they stormed home and taken the prize back in the big race where they belong. And the answer is
National League winners.
yes. Well done.
Yay! Winning the National League.
The EFL.
Yes, and that was that was good. That one, I like that one. You did that well. Cool. That was good.
Right.
So I'm winning again. Since you win this every week, come on, Maggie. Give me some competition, Maggie.
Not this week, I don't think.
Okay, this is right. Oh, well, I can't say that bit. Right. Okay, so this is in bedtime story mode. I've tried to do this. I sound creepy.
So this is another event.
This is a big event. A big event.
Ooh,
something that's happened. This is something that's happened, and I'll give you a clue. Actually, it's quite
that's what events do.
Yeah, but this event is quite fitting to this whole show tonight.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay.
Yeah. If you can't get it from that, then you need help, Maggie. Anyway, go on.
Once upon a winter's day, a new guardian came to Edgeley's gates. With kind eyes and a bold promise, he spoke of castles to be built and dreams to be restored. In 7 years, he whispered, we shall rise to the championship. And the Hatters, weary yet hopeful, took themselves in a belief that tomorrow would shine brighter than today.
Is it Simon Rusk? It's Mark Stott taking over the club, obviously.
Yes. Cool. I have got one more, but I think we should end on that one because that was obviously the main theme of tonight, and the other one was can't we get relegated after?
Oh, yeah, it's a bit that end on a low one. Yeah, I was going to say do the last one, and it could be a quick fire round, like a first past the post. But you've said it now, so it's fine.
Yeah, I didn't really want to end on a relegation though.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah, nobody does, do they? Nobody does.
I was trying to get like goals and stuff, but it's quite. I think the best one of that, if we're going to bring that one back, is we just do it all horse racing.
Yeah, it was good. No, I quite like the Charles Dance version of it. The doing that bit, maybe doing a posh voice with rather than the Shakespeare stuff.
You'd have to get somebody else to do it for him.
I think you'll find I can do a very posh voice when I need to.
When are you going to do it?
Very posh.
When are you doing it?
Well, it goes back to when you do a Scottish accent and someone goes, "Oh, is he doing Welsh?"
I think Gazendo liked it.
Yeah, Gazendo says getting reses, which is it's random shit of the week. They're all getting in the reses, to be fair. And County 1883, I'm not sure. He liked your delicate bedtime tones, Andy. Which
only because he's used to me reading him a bedtime story. Isn't he?
Brilliant. Right, I think that's a good place to wrap it up at the end of Random Shit of the Week. Hopefully you enjoyed that. We get good feedback for Random Shit of the Week. It's becoming quite popular. The challenge for us is thinking of 39 different ones before the end of the season for every week that we do this.
Yeah, I think we're sort of struggling now. I don't think I've got any more ideas.
What do you mean, struggling after tonight's performance, or
no, struggling for new random shit of the week? I think we're going to go. I think what Russ is trying to say is that we do 39 individual ones and never repeat.
I got loads of this shit.
Yeah. Just come up with stuff. It's fine. We just come up with random shit every week. That's why we call it random shit. Matt, have you had a good time, mate?
Yeah, all good.
Nice.
But yeah, all good.
Despite being via satellite, you've it's been okay. Waggy, Andy, are you going? Are we all going to Huddersfield on Saturday? Probably the big question.
Nope.
Oh, you know, I am. Matt, you're going, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yes. See you on the concourse at Huddersfield then. Thanks to everybody for watching and partaking and commenting. Please do give the video a like if you've got to this point. Do it now. Do it right now. Give it a like and give it a hype up. You can hype these days as well, can't you? You can hype the video. So do that. If you're on Spotify or iTunes or anything like that, do rate and review us. Give us some ratings. We've had loads of new followers and listeners on Spotify recently. So thank you very much for that. And we will see you on Saturday. Well, I'll see you. Me and Matt will see you on Saturday in the concourse. And then Waggy and Andy, the part-timers, will not. So we'll see you next week. Cheers. Thank you. See you later.